Terah was the father of Abram. One day, Terah took his family, including Abram and his wife Sarai, and moved away from Ur of the Chaldeans. He was headed for the land of Canaan. But they stopped at Haran and settled there. Abram was 75 years old when God told him to leave the city of Haran. The Lord said to Abram,
"Leave your country, and go to the land I will show you. I will bless you, and make your descendants into a great nation. You will become a blessing to others."
Abram obeyed and left with his wife Sarai, his nephew Lot, his servants, and all the possessions he had gathered in Haran. When they came to the land of Canaan, Abram went as far as the sacred tree of Moreh, in a place called Shechem. Abram then built an altar to God there. Later, the Lord spoke to Abram in a vision.
"Abram, don't be afraid, I will protect you and reward you greatly."
But Abram answered, "Lord, all-powerful, you have given me everything I could ask for, except children. Since you have given me no children, then my servant, Eliezer of Damascus, will get all I own when I die." The Lord replied,
"No. He will not be your heir. He will not inherit all your wealth. You will have a son of your own, and everything you have will be his."
Then the Lord took Abram outside and said,
"Look at the sky, and see if you can count the stars."
That's how many descendants you will have.
Abram believed the Lord, and the Lord was pleased with him. Then the Lord said to Abram,
"I brought you here from Ur, in Chaldea, and gave you this land of Canaan."
The Canaanites were still living in the land at the time. Abram asked, "Lord, how can I know the land will be mine?" Then the Lord told him,
"Bring me a 3-year-old heifer, a 3-year-old goat, and a 3-year-old ram, a dove, and a young pigeon."
Abraham obeyed the Lord. Then he cut the animals in half, and laid the 2 halves of each animal opposite each other on the ground. But he did not cut the dove or pigeon in half. When birds came down to eat the dead animals, Abram chased them away. As the sun was setting, Abram fell into a deep sleep, and everything became dark and frightening. Then the Lord said,
"You will live to an old age, and die in peace."
But I do solemnly promise, your descendants will live as foreigners in a land that does not belong to them. They will be forced into slavery and abused for 400 years.
Then your descendants will return here and take this land.
Sometime after sunset, when it was very dark, a smoking fire pot, with a blazing torch, went between the 2 halves of each animal. At that time, God made an agreement with Abram, and told him,
"I will give your descendants the land east from the river on the border of Egypt, as far as the Euphrates River,